Welcome to Good Morning Hospitality, your one-stop shop for the latest news, noteworthy trends, and thought-provoking discussions across the industry. From hotels to short-term rentals to all things travel and hospitality, you'll find each episode equips you with the information that you need to start your week. Join us on Good Morning Hospitality every Wednesday, wherever you get your podcasts. Woo!
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning, Sarah. Man, can I just say, I'm so happy to be back. It's been 2 weeks, but it feels like 2 months that I've been gone from this show.
I have to say, we missed you last week. We definitely missed you.
I was happy. I hopped on really quick just to get the opening. You all look great. So thank you to both of you for holding it down while I was out and moving. I was moving to a new place. And look, I banged my nose. I had all this container store stuff fall onto my face as I was putting it up. And I was bleeding out of my nose as I was moving. But hey, the show goes on. And it's a new month, October 1st. Good energy, good things coming.
Good vibes. Actually, I didn't tell you this behind the scenes, but what happened? I was doing something. I am not moving, but my mother is moving. So I have been scrubbing down, and we just got keys late on Monday. We were scrubbing down everything Monday night, all day yesterday. I went to go pull out a drawer of a refrigerator to clean it that I kid you not have probably never been cleaned, and totally banged myself in the nose. And then yesterday I had a bloody nose, and I was like, oh my gosh, what's happening?
Look at us. You see? Same thing across the country. The joys of moving.
Yeah, the joys of moving. Exactly.
I'll tell you what, when you move, you realize how much stuff you have that you don't even need and you've never used. And so I just like getting rid of stuff, and I'm going to start doing more of a minimalist lifestyle. I think like, all right, I've got enough stuff. So if I'm going to bring something in, something has to go out.
That's my rule for my closet. And I have to say, kind of since 2020, just because of how it was like I had my own place. I had a 1-bedroom, and I started then working from home. So I was like, well, I need an office. So then I had to move to a larger space. That place ended up not working out because I was above construction. Then I had to move again. So I've kind of moved 3 times since 2020, and which sounds like a lot. And it is more than how I normally live my life. But the plus side is that I've continuously cleared through my stuff. And especially when it comes to, like, as a lady, when it comes to a closet, I should say this. I should say this. As a female who has to pay attention to what she wears on camera, that's the part, because like I constantly have to have a rotating wardrobe, and that's a whole thing. So my rule generally is 1 in, 1 out. But even if it's sometimes, 2 in, 1 out, at least that kind of helps. But yeah, it's tough. It's so tough.
Yeah, I'm going through my closet. I'm like, all right, I got to get some travel clothes. I have some adventures coming up. And talking about adventures, Lou, good morning.
Good morning, Lou.
Back from a fun vacation in Paris for a week.
Paris,
Sarah's one of her favorite cities.
It is.
I haven't been in a long time. I need to go.
Because Lou's in Charleston, so you're in Miami. We recognize, and I'm in Las Vegas, so I'm at the Residence Inn.
Ooh,
keeping it fancy. Had to just say. No, what were you going to say?
No, I want to go to Paris too. So I've got all these lists of places I need to go. I've decided that this coming year is going to be a year of travel. So
wait, have you been to Paris?
I've been to Paris, yes, but not for a long time. It's been over a decade, I would say. So I got to get back there and see all the new stuff.
It's good. There's something about that just the vibes in Paris, like just being there. So yeah, Lou, you have to let us know what you ended up doing, if you did anything at all.
Give me your top 3 as we're sitting here, Lou. Give me the top 3, and we'll come back to see what you say.
I mean,
but we have a lot going on in our lives. We're moving. At least I still have my podcast studio, so that's good. I'm happy I didn't have to pack this thing up in my office. I get to keep it and keep that rolling.
Nice.
But a lot of fun new things going on. But we got a lot of news to cover.
We do.
Should we get into it, or should we continue our coffee talk? Listen, viewers, if you want to continue coffee talk, we could do this all day. We haven't caught up in a while.
We have a lot to talk about. Well, we could go ahead and actually, why don't we start talking about this new topic here? So this first one. So with Marriott, and I know that you have a lot to probably say on this. So Marriott launches an outdoor platform and soft brand to target adventure travelers. So this is kind of cool. They're not just adding cabins and glamping. They're actually turning this sort of patchwork of non-hotel offerings into a structured platform and brand that they're really hoping to deepen sort of guest loyalty with that. So they're introducing Outdoor Collection by Marriott Bonvoy. And then they're also introducing Marriott Bonvoy Outdoors. Wild. Yeah, talk
Very
to me.
wild. And so here's what I'm excited about. First,
Yeah.
it just shows that more and more people want to travel this way, have unique experiences, be connected to nature, feel recharged that way. And for those of you that don't know, you've been following along on this journey of mine since 2 years ago now, which is crazy. We've been working on a project called Baya, which is going to be here just south of Miami, 45 minutes south of Miami International Airport, on a 25-acre fruit farm, building a luxury eco resort that's focused on wellness and farming and really being connected to nature. And we've already signed our lease. We've got our team in place. We've raised money, and now we're starting the construction. So we'll be open in about a year and a half. And it just
Mhm.
makes it very exciting to see that this is happening, because Marriott, when you're getting all in, they know, they've done the research, they've seen how people want to travel. They have so many data points to show that this is what people want. It's very exciting. And, to start putting a brand on it and to be able to use your points and to be able to travel and try new things without much risk because you've got a big brand behind you, I think is fun. I'm just curious to
Sure.
see how they start to really work in some of these places, because those travelers that are used to the JW Marriott marquee are going to end up going to a tiny cabin somewhere and expect certain amenities. So it's going to be a learning experience for a lot of people too.
Maybe they won't, because I mean, I think that's the whole thing is that the travelers are savvy enough. So it's like they know, like, for example, right now I can book postcard cabins on Marriott
Yes.
Bonvoy. Right now I'm in a residence inn. Okay. And I've definitely stayed in my fair share of JW Marriott. So I think like the traveler is savvy enough to know that, to have those different
Yeah.
expectations. It would be one thing if it was like postcard cabins by JW Marriott, then it would be
Right.
like, okay, yeah, like that, where's my sense? And like,
Yeah.
where's like, where's my Westin heavenly bed? Um, but I think and I have to say, like, it's cool too, because what I've found, from my personal experience, not from material that they've given me, but what I've found is, because I'm always booking stuff on the app, is that I also get ideas as far as things to do. So like, I'll be honest, for I don't even need to be that. You guys know me. I'm not a big camper. Like that's just like whatever. That's just never been a big thing of mine. Don't laugh. Don't laugh. I would like hard windows around or walls around me. I don't whatever. But I would totally do a postcard cabin, and it's been popping up on my app. And I'm like, oh, you know what? Like, I've never done Big Bear, and there's postcard cabins by Big Bear. How crazy. I've lived in LA 20 years and I've never done that. And now I'm like, well, that might be a way that I would go experience that area. So
Yep.
I don't know.
I
I think
like
it's
it.
cool.
That's what I think is cool about the way Marriott's doing it too, is that they're doing it by experience, not by like location or type of cabin or type of
Yeah.
accommodation. They're doing it by experience. And I just want to read the quote from the
Yeah.
Skift article about what the chairman David Marriott said. He said, he went to the JW Marriott Masai Mara Lodge in Kenya. So it was like a
Yeah.
safari lodge. And he said, I was a
Mhm.
little worried going in. Is it going to feel too much like a JW, or is it going to feel like a safari lodge? And I'm happy to report that it felt like a safari lodge, and that he spoke to a guest there, and she said she was blown away and that it was life changing, and she discovered who her spirit animal was. So I think like these are the kind of things that people, when you have these
I love
experiences, you
that.
really connect with a different part of yourself and your soul, and you discover things that you never would have if you were just staying in a standard hotel, which is good for a lot of things like you're having right now. But I think for those
Mhm.
unique experiences is very cool. And I like what Paul Manzi's saying. You know it, buddy. I've been talking about this forever, as experiences and experiential events and activities and things that we can do. And Rohel, like to see you here, my friend. He loves Marriott Bonvoy.
Bonvoy.
Yeah.
Love it.
So good to see you here, Rohel. So a lot of fun things coming up. But if you haven't yet, follow us on Baya Miami on Instagram. We just launched this week, so come see us.
That's so exciting. That I mean, I love that. Again, it's going to show like what you're building is definitely right on track. But this is really it's cool. I mean, we saw this happen a couple of years ago in the height of the pandemic, where Marriott launched homes and villas, and now they're kind of doing the same. You know, they've got this. It's just it's an ecosystem where you've got so many different ways to stay depending on why you're traveling.
Yeah.
And so
and it's good to see Hilton, right? Hilton did it with Auto Camp.
Oh yeah, that's right. They did.
Right.
That's right.
And now I'm curious to see if Hyatt and Accor would jump in there. I got to see what they're offering. I'm going to do some research and see what they've got going on.
I find this stat interesting, and then we'll move on to the next topic. But they found that 82% of members, like Bonvoy members, expressed interest in outdoor travel. That's a lot of people.
It's a gigantic number because they have hundreds of millions of people on that app, right? I think the last time we said it was like 300 million people on the Bonvoy app.
Yeah, that's a lot of people.
82%. It's a good data point. I'll take it.
I love this. If you had a bed and a bathroom, more people are willing to be outdoors. As somebody that's not a camper, correct.
Me too. That's why when I started putting this together I'm not a camper, but I want to be outdoors, so I need that bathroom.
Oh yeah. Oh, I love to be outdoors. No, I can hike for days. I tell my friends, it's so funny because I have a really good friend that I travel with, and she's like an outdoor influencer, and it's so funny because she's like, well, I don't know if you really want to camp. And I'm like, correct, not really. But I was like, but I'll even do a 16-hour hiking day. I will hike all day. I just would like solid walls around me and not something, like not a tent around me.
I'm on the page. I don't want to grill my hot dog. I would like to come in from a kitchen and get my nice acai smoothie and then
okay. You're way more bougie than me. Way more bougie. I don't mind.
I get the massage after in the room, right?
Okay, I don't need all that. I don't even need a hairdryer. Okay, just say,
well, we'll see. Because I'm actually going to be climbing Mount Rainier. We're signing up a group of friends and I next year in July, so we'll see how that goes. So I'm practicing.
You will see how that goes. That's crazy. Okay, well, moving on. I love this. So switching gears to the cruise industry. This is fascinating. So the cruise industry is backing the wrong fuel to cut emissions, says the Viking CEO. So Viking CEO Torsten Hagen has criticized the cruise industry because they're saying it's basically their current emission strategy is not the best for cutting solutions. And he is advocating for hydrogen fuel cells as the true zero emission alternative. And now Viking's actually ordering 2 hydrogen powered ships. That's wild. I mean,
look, I like that he's really saying, because you see all of this news and headlines that yes, it is a better fuel because it has 25% less emissions, right? And they're all pushing it. But I see it. Right, my office where I'm sitting right now has a window looking at the port, and you can see when those cruise ships that are old school come in, it's just like putting smog of all kinds into the air, and they sit there idle for hours and hours as they reload, and really all of downtown Miami just gets filled with this smog from the older ships. So if we could get these ships to really change the hydrogen, and the only thing that comes out is steam, which is water, man, what a difference that would make just for this tiny little this tiny port, this port here, but the entire globe as you're traveling around to go see nature and travel the ocean and all these things. So I'm a big believer. I'm happy to see a big CEO of a big cruise ship coming through and doing it.
Sorry, I just saw Pedro joined us, and he said he doesn't need a hairdryer either. We got to do a shout out to Pedro. We got to see him in Miami 2 weeks ago. We had a great time. Thanks for joining the conversation. And yeah, we know. Yeah. And by the way, it's funny because he actually just posted something and I chimed in about the hairdryer. So funny that the hairdryer.
I want to tell Pedro one thing. One of the best laughs I've ever heard, especially at a dinner party. Man, just a great laugh, a good energy. Pedro, I can't wait to come see you hopefully in Portugal one day soon. It was great. And good morning to Click Media from Newport.
Yeah, Craig. Good morning. That's so cool.
Good to see you.
Yeah, thanks guys, everybody, for joining us. It's so fun. So what's interesting, so kind of going back to this whole thing with the cruise industry. So currently they use LNG, which emits up to like 25% less carbon dioxide than oil. What?
Yeah.
Less.
I'm agreeing with you.
Yes. Okay. I was like, yes, than oil-based fuels. Now what's interesting, it's look, it's cheap. We get it. They have to go through a lot of it, and it's significant. It is cheaper than hydrogen, but it just all hydrogen fuel cells. So it just all depends on like what the ultimate goal is. And I mean, it's a tricky. Those were some basically. I'll say this: is that those are some bold words by the Viking CEO. I'm glad that he said it. I think just due to the cost difference, it's going to be hard to shift things over. But
Yep.
I mean, once you start seeing some of the bigger brands do it, others should follow suit.
Yeah, it takes one leader to really come out and really push and say it at this top level of this kind of brand that is a high-end brand. I love seeing
Yeah.
it. So keep pushing out there.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, moving on to our next topic here. Oh my gosh, we're just touching on all the fun things. Eurostar calls out this particular airline's advantage and to make it fair. So basically, the focus really, so Eurostar is basically arguing that current policies give airlines an unfair advantage over rail. They're trying to promote more people taking Eurostar and rail services, but there's an aviation fuel tax exemption that makes air travel, what they're arguing, a bit more attractive than high rail access
Yes.
charges. So, and he's also, as we're going to talk about green stuff, he's also, there also is the part of the argument is that rail travel emits significantly less CO2 per passenger, so than short haul flights. But oh, everybody's getting in on the whole emissions talk here.
Everyone, we're doing very green today. Outdoors, emission talks. But I can
Very
tell
green.
you this. I love traveling on train. And here in Miami through Florida, we have the Brightline train. We've talked about it a
Yeah.
couple times. Have you been on it yet, Sarah?
Oh, no, I haven't been on the Brightline, but I've done the Eurostar.
All right. So it looks very similar. So it might be the same
Yeah.
actual cars, but I love it because going from Miami to Orlando is just easy. And I wish we had those kind of tax breaks that the airlines get because it would make the travel on those trains a little bit cheaper. We do get some tax breaks here in Florida to ride on that train, but I'll tell you what, it is just a great way to travel too. It's a different way.
Yeah.
You get to see what the countryside, you get to see new places. It gives you access to places that maybe you wouldn't normally go to.
Totally.
So I would love to see more train travel because I know in Europe they've got a great infrastructure for it now.
Totally.
Like you can go anywhere, place to place very easily. I just wish we had more of that here and it wasn't just like some old Amtraks that are beat up.
Yeah, and I've had this conversation with a lot of different people about it because I've done a lot of train travel in Europe, specifically in Germany. But it just the US is so large. So for example, seeing the Brightline and how that's been such a success in Florida is great because that's made that travel there. I know that we've leaned in a little bit more in California as far as Amtrak but I'll be honest, I haven't ever taken the train in California and I sure should because that would be great to go from like San Francisco to Santa Barbara to LA to San Diego. I mean, that would be amazing. So, but they have to launch something that's going to be useful. Oh, and there's been this big talk of, since I'm in Las Vegas, for the high-speed train from Los Angeles to Las Vegas.
That's the Brightline. They're building it.
Are they actually finally building it? Is that Brightline?
So. Listen, I can't give insider secrets, but I've heard.
Oh my gosh, stop it.
That's what's happening.
Oh, so that's what I saw when I was driving over here.
Brightline. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, look, it would definitely make it, as somebody who's done this drive a couple times now, it saves a lot. And I am, by the way, I am a big fan of traveling by train. Like I did it when I was in London. I took the Eurostar to Paris. I mean, different country, could get right out. And like, it was so easy.
Yeah. What happens when you go country to country? Because I haven't done that. Do you have to have your passport ready when you get on and off the train?
Yeah. So they check your passport, not necessarily, no, not off the train, but getting on the train. So they did check that. So I did have to go through like passport control and then actual security, like RTSA. So they had to check our stuff. So, I mean, it wasn't too intense, but yeah, it was a brief little airport experience.
The Brightline is looking to add 28 stations to Miami Orlando route.
That's crazy.
Yes. However, you also have those direct ones. So you would pay extra to go just a fast route as well as what I'm seeing. But I see Lou as well. I've done 41 cruises and would definitely like to see more shore power usage and alternative fuels Yep, I agree with you. It's starting to happen, but we need more and more people at the top talking like this, which will
Yeah,
make
we
it
do.
happen. But
Yeah.
yes,
Okay.
train travel, I love it. I'm excited to get on it. I was just on it 2 weeks ago. I'm excited to get on it again.
And then Sudeep just mentioned, I like those remodifications from past history. Yeah. So the trains that really look like trains from way back in the day. And the fondue served on the train. Yeah, that's kind of amazing. I mean, to bring that sort of like old school train elegance back to the
Yeah, I like to go on like
experience.
the Oriental Express, like that kind of
Yeah,
train vibe. That would be cool. I haven't done that.
absolutely. Yes. Oh, wait, it's Vegas to Rancho Cucamonga? Oh, no.
Where is that? Is
No.
that a real place?
Yeah, it is actually, it is a real place. Okay,
Fun
well,
to
that's
say.
noted.
It's fun to
I
say.
mean, it's outside of LA. I mean, that makes sense because it kind of will probably go along like the 15, which is the highway that kind of is that
Yes, that's what
straight
they're
shot.
doing.
But yeah, that'll take me like an hour
Rancho.
to get there.
Mm. But don't you have you
That's
have your Tesla, right? That automatic drive. Do you have that?
I don't have the automatic drive, like the autopilot right now. I have
Autopilot.
used it, but here's the thing: you have to keep your hands on. Like you can't be completely. You gotta pay attention.
Got it.
Like
All right.
yeah, if I'm texting, it's
I've
gonna
only
get
done
crazy.
that once, and it was very cool. Anyway,
Yeah, no, for sure. So, oh, okay. So wait, our next topic here, we got to talk about this one
let's
for
do it.
sure. So the U.S. So this is a big buzz. U.S. government shutdown. How does it affect travel?
What they were
So
saying, right? Like it could hurt. Sorry, I'm jumping in on you here, Sarah. But it
jump
might
in.
hurt all the traffic controllers and all the things that we need to make
National
sure.
parks,
Yeah,
museums, monuments, passport and visa processing.
a
No
lot going on.
bueno. No bueno.
All right, we need everyone getting back to work. Yeah, come on, both sides, make this happen for us. We won't begin into politics here, but let's get this back on track.
Yeah, well, I mean, but, politics aside, I mean, the fact that it's like when there's at the for it's not even about it's the idea that like really an actual shutdown and like what you're just going to leave the country stranded on things like 'cause people can't have a like come on. You got one job here, guys. One job to keep things moving,
Let's
okay?
go.
Like what? What is going on? It's not one job, but I know. Yeah, big
All
deal.
right, listen, we got to keep it going here. I feel like there's some things here. I want to talk about air traffic controllers, and I feel like they have a really stressful job. I was watching a whole segment on them on like CBS Sunday Morning News, like
Sure.
how stressful it is and the shortage of people we have
Yeah.
in those spaces. And it gets a little scary when you realize they're using technology that is very old. So I'm hoping with new AI and new solutions, it'll be much safer, less stressful, because there's a lot
Mhm.
of near misses I didn't realize up in those skies.
Yeah, so and by the way, I mean, as somebody that practically lives on planes, I definitely agree. But sometimes I just wonder how much like is the same and we just happen to be hearing more about it on the news, or it's
Yeah,
kind of like the idea like oh, I want to buy a blue Lexus. And now
see the
all of a
blue like
sudden
this.
all you see are blue Lexuses on the street, So is it like what is it? Is it because we become more aware of things? Is it because it's more on the
Uh,
news? Or is it because it actually is more? You know?
yeah, it says one of the most high stressful jobs out there when we ever see those lists of jobs. So
Yeah.
shout out to all of you. Keep going well. If you're watching, let us know if we're actually over exaggerating or it's always been this way.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I'm like, okay, let's go ahead and do our last little topic here before wrapping up. Do we have time? Do we think we have time?
Yeah, we got time.
We got time. We had time. I'm so confident.
We
So
got it.
oh my gosh, booking.com is going to add 150,000 attractions, tying in Fair Harbor. So it's going to be interesting. So basically, they're directly integrating Fair Harbor's inventory,
Yep.
which will ultimately expand its global and US offerings. Um, they're hoping that this integration will actually like improve the customer experience and I mean obviously ultimately give booking.com a competitive edge over other platforms like Airbnb and the like. So yeah, I mean again, leaning
What
into
is
the
your?
experience.
I want to get your perspective on this as a concierge, because as I look at all these experiences that Airbnb is launching, and then you see
Yeah.
Viator and Get Your Guide and Fair Harbor and everyone
Yeah.
connecting all these experiences, I don't think I've ever booked one on like a third party platform. I try to book them directly with the tour operator, and
Sure.
I feel safer and better that way because at least I can see like it's a real, I don't know, duck tour that I'm booking with directly versus going on Get Your Guide with Ralph, who's going to take me on his food tour. I don't know. I'm trying to see how you think about that as a concierge. For you did this as a living at the highest end. How are you booking people's experiences?
Oh, I always book direct, but
Okay.
I'm a concierge and hotelier, so I mean, there's absolutely a place for OTAs and all of that and third parties for sure. But I'm a hotelier through and through, so I'm always going to book direct when it comes to hotels, experiences, and airlines. That's
Right.
just what that is. And I use them personally almost like as a search. They don't want to hear this, but like I use it as a search, and it might like help bring different um experiences or options to mind, and then I will do my research. So for example, a year and a half ago, I went with my cousin and a group of girls. We went to Costa Rica. I was kind of like sitting in the back seat as far as planning, oddly
Mhm.
enough, and my cousin really likes to plan, and it was her trip. So but she did like a deep dive. Was She found on I forget whether it was Booking or Expedia or whatever, but or a TripAdvisor, I think. Actually, she found a couple of different tours and then like went directly to their sites and compared, um and like down to like nitty details, like gritty details about like cost extra for drinks and stuff like that. And I was like, oh my gosh, I wouldn't even, I don't know if, I mean, I would go that far for somebody else. I don't know if I'd go that far for myself.
Mhm.
um so yeah, I mean, it's clicking book through that actual site, it always makes me a little bit wary, just because I mean, how many of us were burned after the pandemic where people tried to get money back from whether it was flights or hotels or whatever? And then it's the idea of like the two cancellation policies. Like you now you have to deal with the cancellation policy from like the OTA. Like that just to me is like, no, thank you.
All right.
I
I think I agree with you. Book direct as much as you can. Use it as research. Try to find it direct is what I would advise people. I just see so many activities and all these places and people trying to sell like make affiliate marketing dollars, which is a whole other
yeah,
thing by posting these activities and experiences because every single one of them. And so, listeners, viewers, to go on a tangent here, Get Your
yeah,
Guide, Viator, all of them. You can sign up to be an affiliate, and you
yeah.
can post, hey, come on, do this experience without ever having gone. And you, if somebody books on your link, you get paid commissions for doing it. So I think there's just a lot of people hustling that way and really not looking out for the best people. Anyway,
Yeah.
that's my take.
Well, can Airbnb do that? So then actual like travel advisors can make money?
Yeah, let's see. I think it's coming. That TikTok travel, it's starting to pop off.
Oh my gosh, I just put that out there. But yeah, I mean, look, at the end of the day, it all depends on who you're taking the recommendation from. So if you want to go ahead and trust the OTA and the reviews, and you can, if you are good at reading reviews, you can get a pretty good sense of a business. There might be negative reviews. I've absolutely gone with businesses, even though I've read negative reviews because I've read them and I'm like,
Yeah,
okay,
come
this
on.
person is complaining that the sour cream was $5
Too
extra in
sour.
room
Yeah.
service. Like, calm down. Like, what did you expect? Okay, or whatever it is. So, yeah, it just all depends on your source. I, as a concierge, I have to sometimes give recommendations to experiences, restaurants, things that I have not experienced myself. But part of being a good concierge is to kind of be able to sift through everything and to make um, an educated decision based on that. So it
Very
can
good.
be done.
All right, listeners and viewers, if you're going to book your experience, make sure to ask a concierge before you go.
Oh my gosh, crazy. All right, let's move on here to our real time recap. You got some good
Yes.
news here.
I just want to share. I moved recently, as we talked at the top of the show, as we both got bloody noses in our moves, which is hilarious. But I want to give a shout out to our movers at City Furniture. So City Furniture also
Okay.
partners with us at our Tangy properties that we have. We fill it out with that. But they came, moved my furniture. It was pouring rain and a lot of things to move. They made it happen with a smile on their face and also delivered my new furniture. from City Furniture. So we had a commercial, but they were fantastic. They could have just said, hey, we can't do this. We need to wait. We need to do something else. But they delivered it, covered all the stuff, delivered it in pouring rain, made it happen here. So shout out to them. That's what I think is awesome.
Shout out to them for sure. I was actually just thinking about you this morning because I was like, what is that like to move in Miami where it just like randomly rains? That's like, oh.
It was rough. It was a rough move, but they made
Yeah.
it fantastic because like I go from condo to condo. I have condo life here. So if you know living in a condo, you got to reserve both elevators at the same time. And you have to go down in one, then reserve the other and go up. And then we went a little late. So somebody else took over and we had to go on the street and then move in through a different elevator. And it was a lot of different things that happened, but they did it the entire time with a smile. And I've worked with other moving companies where it's like, oh my God, these people just got out of prison, it looks like, and they're not very happy to be here, but they did a great job. So thank you very much to the team here. They did it wonderful.
Yeah, well, that's awesome. Now I feel like I need to give a shout out to the moving company that we use. Hey, Mom, what was the name of the moving company? I heard her talking over there. I don't know. They're all like,
I haven't had much time to go to hotels or restaurants or anything like that. My last 10 days has been packing and moving. So next week we'll get back on the shout outs of hospitality. But it really is. They smiled, happy, wished me good things. They were great.
So, well, I'm going to just do a shout out here to the Residence Inn, which, by the way, this is our second time staying here in Las Vegas, and they're dog friendly. So we'll see if I can get Ellie to come up here and join us.
Come on, Ellie.
Ellie, come up here. Don't be shy. Come here. Don't be shy. Come say hi. Okay, come say hi. Oh, wow. She's a 45-pound dog.
She's not used to being in front of millions of viewers.
No, she's not. Okay, here we go. Oh, here we go.
Camera ready? There she is. She is not happy to be here.
Oh, there we go. Now she's on my lap. Hello, Ellie.
All right, Ellie. So what did you enjoy most about your stay at Residence Inn Las Vegas?
Well, I will say this. So we first, oh my gosh, this is hilarious right now. We got you didn't know you were doing a show with two blondes, did you?
Two blondes today? What a lucky dude here.
I know. So what's interesting about this, so they're dog friendly, but my mom wanted to have a room on the top floor. But then when they went to come in, they were like, well, you've got a dog, so you have to be on the first floor. And my mom was like, oh no, I don't really like first floor. Sorry, I'm trying to get in the frame here. Okay, there we go. Girl, what's up? She's like not loving this.
No, she's like, I'm done here.
Are you done? Okay. But they put us on the first floor, which actually worked out perfectly because it's easy to get her in and out. Yeah, it's so easy. You can lay down now. It worked out really great. But they were so cute because they were like, oh my gosh, they reserved like a top floor corner unit, strip view, just because they knew it was a special occasion for my mom because my mom was moving. And then we show up with the dog. They're like, oh, we didn't know you had a dog. We can't have the dog on the other floor. A couple of reasons. A, it's just easier to have the dogs on the first floor so they can get out and go, pee. Or imagine if they happen to have an accident on the hallway, at least you've got one hallway to deal with. But the other thing, which they brought up, is also allergies. So let's say you've got people that are like allergic to dogs, and you've got a whole part of the hotel that dogs aren't in. So we totally understood, but they've been lovely. So have to do a shout out for them for that.
Good job, Residence Inn. Always good. All right, should we get to our quote of the day?
Yep, let's do it.
Who's reading it? Me or you?
You should read it.
Hospitality is not just about a place to stay. It's about how far you can carry the guest experience beyond your walls.
Oh,
and I think that's what we were talking about a lot today at the very top of the show, with all the experiences and being outdoors and getting people, to experience something new. They're going to think about the brand they booked that experience with and come back time and time again if you did a good job and made sure to take care of them, anticipate their needs, and really think about how to make them have a special time. So I like that quote today.
That's a good one. Creating memories so that they come back and they continue to talk about their time with you. That's a solid one.
That's what we always say here. But man, what a show. We went a little over. I'm happy. I got an extra 5 minutes with everyone here today. Viewers.
That was great.
Thank
it's
you
good
for
to
being
see
here.
you.
Yeah, I know. I feel like it's been 2 months. It's only been 2 weeks. But as always, if you found some value in this show, we shared a lot of great things. Make sure
We
to
did.
forward this to one of
You
your
did.
friends or colleagues. I'm sure they're going to like it as much as you did. Make
Mhm.
sure to subscribe here. Make sure to subscribe on the Skift YouTube channel so that whenever we go live, you know that we're going live. We would love to see you there.
Absolutely.
All right.
So,
So,
how do we wrap this up? You ready?
yeah, until next week, everyone, stay
Stay
hospitable.
hospitable.